If you're buying a house in 2024, do not make these mistakes. Hey guys, Alex Brackey here. These mistakes that I'm going to go over are what will kill a home buyer's journey to the American dream as it relates to their house. You cannot make these mistakes. Otherwise, you're risking your entire home buying journey. The first mistake is one a lot of folks have heard of. It's getting the pre-approval from a lender before you actually start looking for a home. This is really important in our market now because when inventory is as tight as it is, that makes basically every opportunity count. And time is of the essence. Time is not always on a home buyer's side right now. And so when you find a house that you fall in love with, the last thing you want to do is then pull back from it, go back to your lender, say, hey, hi, my name's Alex. We haven't met before. I want to get pre-approved for a loan. Because here's the thing is that letter that the lender will issue saying that, hey, your credit's good, everything looks good, you are well on your way to getting pre-approved or getting approved for the loan to buy this house. That is something that every seller is going to want to see. Everybody who's selling their house wants to know that you have the ability to buy it if ultimately you're making an offer. So you need to have that letter up front. Otherwise, what I've seen happen way too often is somebody doesn't have that letter yet. They find the house that they fall in love with. It's the perfect house. In the day or two it takes to go get that pre-approval letter from a lender, somebody else who had their ducks in a row swoops in, takes the house out from under you, and wins the day. And unfortunately, you have to watch your dream house go to another family. Don't let that be you. Get that letter from a lender up front. Mistake number 2. If you're looking to buy a house, you really cannot in this market rely on a real estate agent who is passive in their approach. What do I mean by that? I mean, if your agent is simply setting you up on an automated home search, right, that, let's be honest, you could do yourself on Zillow or Realtor.com or Homes.com, automatically get homes that match your search that show up in your email inbox. If that is the extent of the home searching that they're doing for you, you are already going to lose. Because the thing is that there are ways to be proactive in the search that real estate agents already know, or maybe they should know, ways that they can get you introduced to properties that aren't even on the market yet. They're not coming soon. They're not known to the masses. We have, again, not a pitch, but we have an ability to find homes that aren't even on market yet, that match what you're looking for and have a really high probability of selling. Again, these are not coming soon properties. These are not listed anywhere. Many of these have not even made contact with a real estate agent to sell their property yet. We have the ability to introduce you to those. Your agent should too. Mistake number 3 that I see buyers making. Guys, all good movies are well choreographed. What does that have to do with home buying? So a well choreographed movie is ultimately what makes it good, right? The way that translates into home buying or the real estate market, a successful home search can't just be based on a name. It has to have good strategy. And so don't go into your search, my gosh, especially in the market that we have right now. Do not go into your home search with no strategy in place. It is not effective to simply throw stuff against the wall and hopefully something sticks. Because the thing is that there are going to be clients, like say that I work with, that do come in with a strategy and they will win against somebody who doesn't have a strategy in place. So guys, please have a strategy when you're getting into your home search. You're spending a lot of money. This is a major life event. Don't do it willy-nilly. Make sure that you have a strategy in place. Mistake number 4. Do not think that this is a market where you can come in as a home buyer and dictate some amazing terms that you're going to get, say 20% knocked off a list price. It's just not going to happen. I would love to tell you, I am somebody, I actually enjoy the process of negotiating. I love to negotiate. I would love to sit here and tell you that we're going to be able to, go to a $500,000 house and really work that seller over and get them down to $420,000. The truth is that that's just not realistic right now. So what does that mean for your home search? If your budget is, let's call it, again, we'll use the $500,000 example. If it's $500,000, we probably shouldn't be looking at homes that are listed for $550, even if we think that house is really worth $550 and maybe the sellers are just being a little optimistic in their pricing. The truth is that in their mind, their house is worth $550. And so the only thing that cures them of that, I mean, because trust me, I have tried showing overwhelming amounts of data and comparable homes and things like that to try to influence their decision to accept our lower valuation of their home. And I can tell you that almost never works, because again, it's not for their lack of knowledge, right? Sometimes it's just in their head that they have an inflated value of their home. Everybody wants to believe that their home is the nicest on the block. And so the only thing that cures them sometimes of that is time. We are better off, if your budget is $500,000, putting a limit on the home search at $500,000, or maybe 510, 520 at the most, right? Because we're just not going to get some massive drop in price when there's as much demand as there is. Now, this changes completely if we are, say, in a buyer's market, right? That does happen from time to time. We haven't seen it for some time yet. We haven't seen it for many years, but it does happen. And at the point at which you're in a buyer's market where buyers have more sway than a home seller, then obviously that makes sense. We can start looking at homes and expect there to be a lot more negotiation happening. But in today's market, it's not really much of a thing. The fifth mistake I'm going to share with you is don't get sucked in by a fear of missing out. So the way I see this play out is we wind up going out with clients. We end up finding them the house that 1 week earlier, right? We had maybe talked about, and we had laid out all of the things that their dream home had to have. All of the things that maybe they weren't must-haves, but they wanted to have. We go out and we find a house that has all of those things in one nice, neat little package. And instead of saying, hey, yeah, let's go all in, let's put all our marbles, all our eggs in this basket, they say, well, what if we end up seeing something else we like better? And they pause, right? They put a pause on this. And in the meantime, of course, because this is a house that has a lot of features that they wanted, it also has a lot of features that somebody else wants. And so, somebody else comes in who's a little bit more decisive and decides, yep, I want it, I love it, I'm going all in, and that house comes off the market. And then this happens again and again. Guys, sometimes we as human beings, we have to know when it's time to get out of our own way and let ourselves live our best life, right? If we find the house that matches everything that you're looking for, don't be afraid to pull the trigger, right? Of course, there's going to be other houses that come on the market at some point that match also what you're looking for. But in the meantime, home prices aren't going down any. So the longer that you wait to say, yeah, that matches everything that I want and then some, I'll go ahead and take it, please. The longer you wait to say that, the more money you're going to wind up spending. And so this fear of missing out costs you a bunch of money in the long run. I see it happen, again, too often. So sometimes we need to get out of our own way. If you see a house that you love, it matches all of the things that you said that you wanted, don't be afraid to pull the trigger.